Hey guys, what's good? How we doing today? It's your boy Ven and welcome back to another video. So we got kind of a different video today. I'm going to be going over one of my gameplays I got from my stream. We get a solid W. I think I get 15 or 16 kills, something like that. The point of the video is I'm going to go over the entire video. Obviously, I'm going to cut some parts out, but go over, talk about our landing rotation, what I think is the best landing rotation you can do on this new map as of right now. Go over my gameplay, our fights, scenarios, all that stuff. Basically, just some like tips and tricks type stuff for you and your teammates to set yourself up for your best possible W you can get on Caldera. Now, before we get to today's video, if you guys want to show me some support, be sure to hit that like button. If we could get the video to at least 10 likes, you guys would be absolute beasts. And of course, if you have not done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that bell for post notifications so you don't miss another one of my videos. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's get into this. Alright guys, so we're starting at the top of the match here. Now, me and my friend that I usually play duos with, we usually land at peak almost every time unless the flight path is super far away. So peak is currently our favorite landing spot. I think it's one of the best landing spots in the game. A lot of higher end content creators like Swag, a lot of FaZe guys, they like to drop at peak. Just because you drop in the middle of the map, it's also the highest spot in the map, so you can basically rotate to any spot around it by just gliding off of it. It's a super high spot, so it's really easy to rotate from. So the only thing you're gonna have to look out for is it tends to be a hot drop. A lot of the time you're gonna have to fight at least two or more other squads, sometimes like 4 to 5, and it can be kind of a mess on drop, so you just gotta be ready for that. But especially if you want to get a lot of kills on drop, this spot is legit. And what I like to do, what I suggest to do, there's a helicopter spawn right on this the big far end platform. If you're able to get on that heli on a drop when there's a lot of people dropping here, it is insane. Like, you can get so many kills. Like this specific game, not a lot of people ended up dropping here. I think only one other duo we ran into, but some games, like, I've landed on the heli and gotten 7 kills immediately just from flying the heli around. So always try and go for the heli if it's the combined mode. Obviously the Vanguard only mode won't have this heli spawn up here. But either way, this peak is probably one of the best spots you can drop at, especially for rotation, because like I said, you can fly off basically any direction you want and get to your next spot pretty quickly and start another fight almost immediately. So I know my friend was down here. He was giving me comms, telling me he was fighting people down here. So I quickly jumped down, but I stayed up on the high ground because they are focusing him. So always try and not just like body up against your teammate. Try and like keep a little bit of separation to throw the enemy team off, because if one of you gets downed, the other one still can be at a good angle to try and catch them off guard. Go back up top, try and get a little bit more loot and then figure out where they are. They went back up here where that ladder is. So we currently see them, and my strategy here was to get in the helicopter, try and rerun people over. See this guy right here get an easy knock. All right, now once I finished his ass and got the salty death comm, just flew around, stay in the heli, try to keep an eye out if there's anyone visibly left. I didn't want to get out of the heli just in case people landed on it from the gulag, but luckily I saw people right here. Flew in on him, tried to get 2 knocks. First guy, I get a pretty easy knock right there with the heli. Heli is half health, so you do have to keep note of that. And sometimes people have C4, so you can get cucked. But as I'm trying to run this next guy over, it's not going very well. Try and stay in the heli as long as possible when you're in situations like this. But if it gets in the red zone, always get out, because you don't want to be downed to an exploding heli. So since I wasn't being able to run this guy over, I was choking. Get out of the heli, do some terrible shots on him with this floor loot NZ. The NZ, it is a beam until you hold the trigger down for like more than 3 seconds straight, and then the horizontal recoil literally goes insane. So just be wary of that. I really shouldn't have just been holding down the trigger. But all right, so luckily we got a UAV out of one of the chests just now, so my teammate obviously pops that so we can find where the next group of people are. We see they're down in that house, 2 people, so I throw a precision on there while my teammate glides down there. That's a perfect distraction. All they can hear is the precision, so they're not really hearing him flying over there. So I get a nice easy down on one of the guys. My teammate finishes him, but teammate does not know where the second guy is, so I'm just trying to get in there as fast as possible, give him some support. Unfortunately, we're getting third-partied by this guy, I guess, that flew down from the gulag or something, landed on that rock, got the chest, so he has some weapons. So we have to worry about that guy and the other guy up here. I got up here. I'm starting to res my teammate, but I did hear the guy that was up on the rock start to run down, and I heard him gliding, so I knew he was coming. So I told my teammate, be ready. But right as I res my teammate, the guy knocks him through the window. Now, this is a pretty awkward fight. There's like a platform on the outside of those windows, and he's just running from window to window. I didn't want to just ego chow him and rush him in case he had like some really good guns, so I just kind of kept my distance, kept my eyes on both of the windows, and when he decided to run through one, hit clean shots and killed him. All right, so after we got done with this fight, we just wanted to get to another buy station so we could get a UAV and then also get a loadout. So we're running this buy station, but we noticed there are people there. We saw a duo, and then I just saw a third guy run around back, so I know that it's two separate teams. Always try and like assess a situation like that as quickly as possible. You don't want to run full into a fight if there might be like a third party team somewhere in there. So always try and count numbers of bodies so you know exactly what you're dealing with. So my teammate just full sends in there, but he didn't realize there was a third team involved. So he got down by the guy that was hiding. So I run in there quickly, kill the guy. All right, so something here that just happened that I want to stress to people that are playing in groups. Always keep track of your money. Have that always be something you're constantly like glancing at every free moment you have. And then when you're buying stuff at the buy station, keep track of how much money your teammates have, because if you don't have enough to buy something, if you combine with your teammates, it might end up giving you enough. Going to buy stations is always a risky move, just in general, because you're leaving yourself open to get jumped. So you want those buy station buys to be as quick as possible. So always just keep a count of your money. When you go to a buy station, be ready to do it as quick as possible. So yeah, I just want to emphasize that because some people can be a snail or a slug at a buy station. All right, so this situation, we got ourselves in here. When after we left that buy, we popped UAVs. We saw people were down here, so we just pushed towards the red dots. We saw they had to rotate towards the circle. Now, this might not have been the smartest move, pushing out of a circle. Sometimes you don't want to push out of a circle, because if you just get closer to where the circle is rotating, you can gas hold the teams that are behind you. But we realized these guys were on way lower ground than us, so we decided to push out towards the gas and try and get a few kills on these guys. So but just make sure not to push too far forward, and like here we're trying to stay up on the peaks and make sure they stay below us. Never just full send towards the gas like this, because even if you end up winning the fight, you can end up dying to gas, and no one wants to die to gas. So I see right here, I'm shooting them, they're rotating to my right, so I just keep that in my head. I start pushing towards a circle because the gas is coming, but this entire time I'm thinking about these guys, trying to predict which way they're going so I can try and cut them off, because I know I'm still a little in front of them. So this could be a really easy just cut off for me, get them while they're rotating, and it could be a really easy 2 kills. So my teammate, he gets to the buy station, he pops UAV for me because I know this team I've been watching rotating is still pretty close to us. So I see they're really close to me on the UAV, at least one of them is. They must have heard us up there, so I see him laying down, get the easy down. Now I'm keeping my eyes on this minimap because the UAV is still going. I'm trying to see where his teammate is. His teammate's either going to go for the res or he's going to ego me. So I'm ADS in here, but I hear him to my right. Always make sure you are listening attentively. I hear his footsteps. It allows me to get first shots on him, and then I get the easy down, and then my teammate comes and helps me get the finishes before they start self-resing. All right, so I stop at this buy station as we're pushing these teams we see like rotating on the edge of gas. I stop by a bunch more UAVs so we can pop another big boy. So I keep one on tap. If you ever have enough money, always keep a UAV on tap, or any other kill streak you want. It's just really helpful. So as we're moving towards near the final circle area, we're just still popping UAVs, making sure we can keep track of where everyone is on the map that's popping up. See if we can get some any easy rotation kills. Me and my teammate, we kind of split off because we only see like individual players across where we are. So we just go for other people. I get an easy kill on that guy. He wasn't even shooting at me with my PPSH. All right, so we finally made it up this big ass hill where we know there's people up in this tent area because they've been popping up on the UAV, and I'm also being hunted. And as I was going up the hill, when I got closer to the tent area halfway up, the hunted meter went to midway, so I knew that the team up here is probably the guys hunting me. So they're currently not popping up on UAV, but we still know there's people here. So even if you don't see people on UAV, never trust the situation. Always assume there's someone that's ghosted. So we stay back. We don't push too far forward. I heady that crate, get an easy down. Always try and use as many headies as possible because it makes it so much harder to get hit. I get up on the high ground. We still think there's one guy left. My teammate says he saw him, so we're playing it safe a little back. He might be hiding in a corner, so you never want to just full send in case he has stuns or something. So we're just kind of laying back. I'm listening to my teammates' comms. Always give as many comms as possible, especially in situations where you're a little split up, because comms bouncing off of each other can result in amazing gunfights. If teammates aren't talking, you're probably gonna die. So we're near the final circle now. We have UAV pop, so we can assume where most of the teams are. We see the team that's on that roof in front of us. They're probably not going to move, so we decide to ignore them for now. They're going to be annoying to deal with. We decide to go for people that are more out in the open that we can get some easy kills on, get the player count lower. So it's never worth going for like roof campers until the very end. Like try and make them move before you try and go for them. And right here, I tell my teammate, I heard someone with a silent sniper just shoot somewhere to our left in those trees, just so he can keep a lookout. He looks and he ends up seeing the duo. So this puts us in a great spot because they have to move from the gas, so we can gas hold them. My teammate gets an easy down on the one guy. I land a few shots on the other teammate who's hiding back by the buy station. Just keep pressuring them as a team until we're able to get the down. Now I down him, but I get sniped from the back. He doesn't down me. He doesn't hit a headshot. Okay, yeah, so my teammate gets sniped, and then I get sniped immediately. So there's a sniping duo team behind us somewhere. We just got cluster strike. Now you can see, if you guys don't know this, when people call in cluster strikes or precisions, they ping on the mini map where they are for a hot second. So he pinged right up ahead of me. But I honestly, I just told my teammate I'm not going to res him. If I try and go res you, you're out in the open. This sniper team's just going to pop me in the face. So I had to leave my teammate at that point. I thought that was the smartest decision. Never go for a res if you know you're probably going to end up dying. And right there, he just gets the snipers finish him off. So that kind of confirmed that it was the right choice to leave him there. Now, he still has gulag. That was one of the reasons I decided to leave him, because I knew he hadn't gone to gulag yet. And if you're playing with someone who's a pretty good player, gulags aren't that bad. They usually win. So what my plan here is, I'm by myself right now. I currently don't know where that sniper duo rotated to. So I don't know where anyone is right now. So my teammate, he just lost his gulag, even though I know I just said good players usually don't lose. He just lost his gulag, down bad. So I'm like, all right, there's a buy right here. I'm gonna go buy him back. But I see this team rotating suddenly. Get down on the first guy, even though I whiffed some of the shots in the middle there. See his teammate going for the res. Almost knock him, break the armor. I know, so one's down, the other one is super weak. So I hit the buy real quick, buy my teammate back in case I ended up dying right here. See the guy down, finish him real quick. I hear his teammate down below there. He was armoring up, I could hear it. So I just jumped down there real quick to get the jump on him, easily kill him, and that was an easy duo wipe. Whenever you get them weak like that, always just put pressure on them, because especially like more casual players will just freak out. So the second I downed him and then broke the other guy's armor, full send. And it was actually a really clutch situation that duo was there, because my teammate was able to come back from the gulag and get their loadout weapon, satchel, gas mask, everything. So that was a really clutch situation, honestly. So as of now, we still know that duo is on the roof, because the roof is still in the circle. So our plan was to just stay on the high ground, because where the circle is rotating, it just keeps going downhill more, except for the roofs. So we're just going to stay on the high ground, slowly push back with the gas, try and catch any teams we see except for the team on the roof. So we're just rotating towards circle. Keep your eyes out, like crazy eyes. So currently we're trying to find the sniper duo that downed my teammate and almost downed me earlier, because we haven't seen them yet. Luckily, we knew they were somewhere in this direction, so we just kept rotating that way. We see them. At least we're assuming this is them. The one guy's sniping, so it probably was the sniper team that downed us earlier. So I break one armor. My teammate pushes, downs one, and then gets the easy kill on the other guy I broke his armor for. Especially like in duos, when you get into situations like that, like sometimes it's a good idea to have one person stay back and the other one push. Because once they were weakened, I stayed back and kept firing at them to put pressure, and they probably didn't notice my teammate full sending them. So sometimes, depending on the situation, it can be good if you just send one person to push and then the other one stays back and just keeps laying down fire as pressure. It's based on the situation. Yeah, so there we see that team is still on the roof. They've been on the roof for like 8 straight minutes at this point. Straight up rat shit. And one of them has an LMG. It sounded like an MG82, and he mounts with it, and he lasers, as you just saw. So we decide not to peek him. It's not worth it. Judging by the circle, the next one is probably gonna make him jump off the roof. So we decide to leave him alone, just ignore him. We're gonna try and kill him on rotation. All right, so by now the next circle has closed. We see the roof guy is gonna have to jump off, just like we predicted. So our main priority right now is kill him as fast as possible. We know that there is a team down on blue mark because I marked a team that was pinging there, that were shooting their unsilenced guns. So we know there's a team down there. We know the other team is on the roof, and then there's one team that we don't know where they actually no, there's only 3 people left. So it's us, the guys down there, and then the guy that's on the roof. So honestly, we're in a great spot. We want to keep as much high ground as possible. We already know one team is below us, so we just have to worry about roof guy. We're looking at the roof. He didn't jump off and the gas is there, so that means he rotated before we saw him. So he flew off somewhere. He ended up being right below where my teammate is. So all we got to do is keep this high ground. The other guy jumped off, so we know we have the highest ground. Never leave high ground if you have it. Now my teammate, he ends up getting downed by one of the guys below him. So he pinged the guy that downed him, and then I know where the other guy is because he pinged on the mini-map. So I just got to keep the high ground and pay attention to the player number in case one of them dies. So I'm just trying to keep an eye out. Now I noticed that guy just dies. He died behind the tree, and then these 2 guys are shooting at each other. And now the guy that was shooting at the tree that I was just looking at, he killed the guy that jumped down from the roof. So I know it's a 1v1. So I see him rotating, get easy armor break, and then he just peeks me like an idiot, and I get an easy kill on him. High ground advantage at its finest. All right, so this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys found this helpful. This is my first time doing something like this, so I definitely can improve on some things. I thought this game was definitely a solid game that showed good rotations. Like when we're talking about trying to win a game of Warzone, rotating is probably one of the biggest things that mess people up. Rotating can put you in bad situations, so always try and take advantage of other teams rotating. Always be popping UAVs. As Nick Merck said it, UAV, bounty, get loot, UAV, bounty, get loot, like that, just on rotation, because the more UAVs, the more information it gives you, and you can get easier kills on enemies that you can notice that they're in bad spots. When you get to endgame, always try and keep high ground as much as possible. Always just keep your head on a 360. Always be trying to pay attention to where people are. Make sure your sound is up, because many situations you can end up not dying if you hear someone coming up on you. So just make sure your sound is cranked and land your shots. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed today's video, remember, hit that like button. If you have not done so yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for post notifications so you don't miss another one of my videos. As always, hope you guys have a dope rest of your day. Remember, stay blessed, not stressed out there. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.